And we are live inside Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Prophet Court tonight. We've got ourselves an ODAC men's basketball matchup featuring the Panthers of Ferrum College and the Hornets of the University of Lynchburg. Hello, friends and fans. Welcome. It's courtside for this game tonight. I'm Joe Hutzler with you this evening, taking you along on this journey. It's been a while since we've talked about ODAC men's basketball because it's been a while since Lynchburg men's basketball has been on the floor. They've missed 4 games due to COVID-19 protocols, but looking to pick up where they left off after winning their first 3 games of the season against the Panthers of Ferrum tonight. Let's take a look at the two teams side by side, a quick look at what their numbers are this year, and you can tell that overall, well, there's Tyler Sanborn's information for those that are wondering what that's all about. We'll see if we get the stats up. There they are. So Lynchburg dominating in terms of points per game, but everywhere else is pretty tight except for the free throw line. We'll see what areas tonight become a factor for this contest. Now let's take a look at our coaches, and we begin with the aforementioned Tyler Sanborn in his 4th year as head coach. He's in that huddle somewhere. You can see him sitting down. Guilford College alum, one of the greatest to ever do it at Guilford College, 2010 NABC Player of the Year, trying to bring his experience to the coaching ranks for the Panthers. As for Lynchburg, a man who's been here for a while, Hillary Scott, 13th season with the Hornets, played his college ball with Roanoke. He's been a coach at Lynchburg for 13 seasons, over 180 wins now, second all time to Wayne Prophet, who had 249, and looking to start this second part of their season, if you will, on a good note tonight against a Ferrum team that they have defeated 9 of the last 10 times that they have gotten together on the basketball floor. All right, let's do this thing. Different starting 5 for Lynchburg as they win the opening tip. You've got Noah Bullock out there with Izzy Lockamy, and then it's all inexperience as far as starting is concerned. 2 freshmen, Miles Taylor and Landon Sutton, and Justin Elkin in his 2nd season with the team, getting his first start as a Lynchburg Hornet. This is Elkin working against Helton, and Elkin's hook shot won't drop. As for Ferrum, it'll be Kwan Madden McPhee out there with Caleb Jones, Darius Kemp, Carrington Young, and the aforementioned Nick Helton underneath the basket. Driving in and getting a shot blocked was Young. Putback is not going to fall. Then the 3rd time is good for Carrington Young. Young, a senior from Burlington, North Carolina, looking to possibly finish his career against Lynchburg with a win. Miles Taylor's first shot of the night is all rim. Last season, these two teams split. Ferrum took the game at their place. Lynchburg answered back with a 78-52 victory here at home. And before that, Lynchburg won 8 in a row. Shot from Madden McPhee was short. Meanwhile, Justin Elkin, it's a 2, but it's a long shot for a big man. First points of the season for Justin Elkin. Kemp looking inside, takes it upon himself, lost it, and now will shoot it from the corner. Rebound falls to Landon Sutton. Chest pass to Lockamy. He'll shoot from range instead. Gives it inside to Taylor. Sutton for 3. And another rebound for Carrington Young. Young dishes in the corner, and it is good from the corner from Caleb Jones. Jones, an excellent high school football player for Stanton River. It's 15 total points in 6 games for him this season. But a big bucket to give the Panthers a 3-point lead. That is the first foul against either team. It's going to go against Carrington Young. No changes yet for either team. 3 minutes gone by. Bullock's pass too hot for Sutton. He recovers. Here's Lockamy for 3. And that one falls into the hands of Madden McAfee. McAfee looking like a football player with his build in his own right. As somehow that ball did find the hands of Kemp. Good look by Young. Both teams even on shots. Lynchburg not able to get theirs to drop yet. Taylor, short, well short. And now both teams make changes. Trey Pittman for the Hornets will step in. And we're going to see James Smith Jr., who comes off the bench, but he's leading the team in points per game at 14. Shooting 41% from the floor. Had just 6 points in the win versus Hampton-Sydney last week. McAfee led the way that day with 23 points. Helton trying to get in on the action, and that is what Ferrum does well. And right away, Coach Scott wants to call a timeout as his team looks at an 8-point deficit with 16-17 to go. And we're going to step, well, it should be immediate timeout, but actually they're not going to play it. So we're going to stay here. 16-17 to go. Ferrum leading Lynchburg. And I'd love to give you some numbers, but live stats isn't working. Our automatic score clock isn't working. Luckily, we have someone here to manually do it. Ferrum in firm control. And so far, we've seen them do multiple things. It's working inside, it's working outside. And they've gone 3 straight possessions with points. Pittman on the baseline. Alex Fitch, who just checked in, had it taken away by the elder Carrington Young. And now Pittman, great job on the trail, stepping in front of that pass. Each team trading turnovers. Pittman off the bench and on the board with 2. And a big step back jumper drops in from Madden McAfee, shooting 45% from beyond the arc. And he's 1 for 1 tonight. Pittman on the baseline, 2 for 2 from the field. The freshman out of Wilson, North Carolina, used to scoring points. He was a 1,000-point scorer at Greenfield School. Madden McAfee dishing and scoring again is Caleb Jones. And once again, it's a 3-ball that drops, and Coach Scott forced to call his second timeout. Less than 3 minutes gone by since the previous. It is a 30-second timeout. So again, we'll keep it here, and Lynchburg has some work to do. Coach Scott talking things over with them. As far as defensive adjustments, Ferrum doing what they do. Work it around, get somebody open outside the arc, and let it fire. It's the team that shot 29 threes against the Tigers of Hampton-Sydney. and made 12 of them. On the flip side, Hampton-Sydney was 5 of 24, and it was less than a 10-point game. So those threes are crucial. Everywhere else in the stat sheet was pretty even in that contest. Pittman continuing to shoot. Loose ball underneath. Taylor gets it. Dishes to Sutton for 3. That don't drop. At least through the basket. Drops in the hands of Pittman. And again, the turnaround jumper not there. Hornets are 3 of 10 from the floor. Meanwhile, Ferrum 6 of 11. 7 of 12. 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. Caleb Jones is 3 for 3 from distance. This is the Panthers' MO. And right now it's unstoppable. Sutton looking for a foul call, nothing doing there. So now they got to get back in defense. Helton pump fake, step back, 3 ball, wet. No fans in attendance, but the Panthers brought their own energy tonight. Good look to Sutton. Can the Hornets get on the board from 3? No, they cannot. Almost 2 minutes since Lynchburg scored a field goal. Shooting 25% from the field, 0 for 5 from distance. And a backcourt violation will give Lynchburg an opportunity to reset. And that should take us to immediate timeout. Looks like it is. 13-14 remaining in the first. It's 22-6, and it is all Panthers. You're watching ODAC men's basketball on LHSN.
Lynchburg really stood out for me just because of the way it treated its students. They really do make an effort here, and I've learned that over my 4 years is that they actually do try to listen to what the student body wants, and they try to act on that. They don't really just give you a piece of paper here to then go off and do your own thing. They actually prepare you to like work with different populations, which is what the world is all about. It's just working with people that are different than you. They genuinely care that everyone has the ability to go off into the world and make a difference with whatever they like. For me, that's just being basically in a room with someone helping them achieve their first goal of, I don't know, doing a pull-up. I actually do believe they want you to do the best you can to change someone's life for the better. You can be anyone here, which I think is really cool. But regardless of who you are here, they will make sure you don't fall through the cracks, which is awesome. I have realized that I've never felt lost here. I will not regret ever coming here, that's for sure. So I'm very glad that I came here. Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome.
Well, on the broadcast side, things have improved. Live stats are up. Automatic scoreboard is in place. Lynchburg's got to hope that their basketball can improve. They are in trouble early against the Panthers. 22-6 is the score. Lynchburg 3 of 12 from the field. The Panthers have missed just 5 shots, only 2 from 3. They're shooting an impressive 61.5% from the floor. They've out-rebounded Lynchburg. They've got more second chance points and more points in the paint. Their 4 points in the paint, well, it's almost as much as Lynchburg has overall. And a great play drawn up during that timeout. Jordan Brown with the assist to Miles Taylor. Kevon James also checked in for Lynchburg during that timeout. Hunter Ladler is in the game for the Panthers for the first time. And we also see Bryce Hall on the floor for Ferrum College. Here's Kevon James. Taylor driving baseline, spins in the double coverage, kicks to Jordan. And Jordan Brown got it to roll in. Jordan Brown has only played 4 minutes this season. He is going to be a crucial component. That bench play has got to be huge for Lynchburg. There's going to be a lot of cycling tonight. His first shot is short from Smith Jr. And then an unnecessary foul from Bryce Hall, playing tight on Landon Sutton. Coach Scott will make another change. Justin Elkin gives Trey Pittman a breather. Pittman's had a pretty good day off the bench so far. He's the leading scorer with 4 points. Big learning experience for a lot of these Hornets, this coaching staff as well. Again, Lynchburg hasn't played in 2 weeks. It was a win, but it's a long time ago. And then to make matters worse, you don't have Suggs, you don't have Thacker, you don't have Dunton. Ferrum College has a run out and then make it count. Corey Carson, a freshman from Greensboro, with 2 points. You look at the stat sheet, it's easy to see what's missing. Thacker and Suggs combining for 36 points per game. And then Thacker and Dunton combining for 27 rebounds per game. That's what you're missing tonight. Kevon James trying to do what he can, put a spark back on Lynchburg's side of the floor. Makes it an 11-point game. And then takes the charge. No better way to do it. Basketball is always about talking about points, talking about rebounds, percentages. But if you can take a charge, as you see Kevon James do here, not much else will get your teammates fired up more than that. And after making a three and then taking a charge, Lynchburg has an opportunity to capitalize on that potential momentum. It's Brown, Taylor, Sutton, Elkin, and James for the Hornets. This is DeJordan Brown. James off the pass, 3 ball. Too strong, and a foul on the rebound. And it may go against Taylor. It does. Miles Taylor, also a former football player in high school.
My bad. I ain't gonna say nothing else. My bad.
Had tons of success on the basketball floor. 2-time state and regional champs with Southwest Guilford. And he has been playing for Lynchburg since day one, very first game of the season against Methodist. Taylor and Sutton got some playing time. And even with a hand in the face, big bucket for James Smith Jr. Hot potato played with Elkin and James. That time it's short from Kevon James. And the rebound battle continues to favor the visitors. 11-6 at the moment. Plethora of substitutions awaiting to step in. But before that, we get a foul call on Lynchburg. That'll be their second team foul. First one on James. Lockamy, Noah Bullock. We're also going to see Jordan Parham for the first time, and Luke Romeo as well. If there was ever a time to put in a sharpshooter, now will be it. And Romeo has established a reputation as such. See what happens when they get on the offensive end. Meanwhile, defensively, looking for a stop. Caleb Jones. Good pass by Young inside. There's the mismatch. Elkin with the block from behind, and he pulls down the loose ball. Kemp thought it was all but sealed. Noah Bullock. Lynchburg continuing to struggle from distance, 1 of 8. They don't have that consistent post presence that they like to go to normally to assist in that scoring department. Meanwhile, Ferrum getting it done inside and out. 11 points now for Caleb Jones. We've played 11 minutes. Not too bad of a stat line, huh? Lockamy dishing to Elkin. Continuing to shoot threes. That time it's good. Third time is the charm for Justin Elkin. Traveling violation on Jones. 5th turnover for the Panthers, as Nick Helton will step back in. Jamar Butler is also on the floor for the Panthers and Coach Sanborn. So the Panthers team finished 15-12 last season, 9-7 in the conference, falling to Virginia Wesleyan in a really tight game actually in the quarters. 71-62 in the ODAC tournament. And honestly, full transparency, it's kind of sad, but the officials are having a conversation on what line is a three-point line. We've been doing this for a while. Ferrum's hit a lot of threes, so hopefully we don't have to go back and look at every single shot that's been taken to make sure if they're threes or twos. All right, so they actually gave Lynchburg a point. On the floor, I saw the official put his hand up for 3, but on the board it was counted as a 2. Now it is a 3 for Elkin, so he's got 5 points. Parham looking for 3 more, too strong. And a reach-in foul is going to go against Noah Bullock. His first, team's third. Nowhere to go for Jones. Lynchburg with a man defense, and inside is a block against Bullock. That'll be a second quick one. Madden McPhee will head to the free throw line. And it'll be our first chance to see anyone shoot free throws this evening. Ferrum as a team is 59%. As you can see, Bullock was inside the restricted area, so made the call a little bit easier for the official. Madden McPhee is a 70% free throw shooter. Second most attempts on the team. And this is the first of the night. Bullock will check out for Lynchburg. Landon Sutton back in. Quick reminder to connect with the ODAC on social media at ODAC Athletics. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Madden McPhee misses the free throw, gets his own rebound, and then throws it away. Just a possession to forget about. Trey Pittman steps in for the Hornets. Under 8 minutes to play. Lynchburg trailing by 13. And a foul is called against Jones. That will be his first. Each team now with 4 fouls. And a potential steal. No, it won't be, not initially. Now it is. Lockamy won it, threw it away. A foul is called. Points are given to Caleb Jones. Possibility for more at the free throw line. He has been the catalyst for the Panthers. They've got 31. He has 13 of those 31. Looking at it again, you can see an easy call for the officials. Nice, tough drive to the bucket for Jones. And cannot complete the three-point play, but once again, the Panthers getting a rebound on a missed free throw. That is going to drive Lynchburg's coaching staff insane. 2 seconds to shoot. Helton gets it off and puts it in. Eight of 10 are the Panthers from beyond the arc, putting on a clinic from deep. Pittman one-on-one with the senior, Carrington Young, nowhere to go. Now there's 5 to shoot. Lockamy, he'll pull up, off the heel, into the hands of Butler. Young on the drive, just got it off, throws it away. Alex Fitz checks in for the Hornets as we will take a break. It's a media timeout. We're going to stay here and talk about the series history of these two programs because it hasn't always been an ODAC game. Taking a look on your screen, since 1982, this is only meeting number 26, with the Panthers leading the series overall 14-12. But as I told you before, Lynchburg dominating the most recent part of this series. But they haven't been ODAC rivalries for very long. The Ferrum Panthers came into the league in 2018. And right now that home record for Lynchburg in trouble at the moment. And I also thought it was interesting, extra stats related to the series. You can kind of break this series up into 3 eras, if you will. 86-91, all Ferrum, 5-0. 01-03, all Ferrum, 4-0. And then from 06 to last season, it's been all Hornets. No coincidence, certainly, since Coach Scott has come to Lynchburg 13 seasons ago, that the record favors Lynchburg. Things have certainly progressed since he came to the institution. I should probably tell you what their record is in that time, 12-5. I was trying to, come up with a soliloquy of wonderful words, and they weren't coming out. But 12-5, Lynchburg favors in the series since 2006. And I talked about Coach Scott and coming here 13 seasons ago. First 6 seasons, Lynchburg averaged 13 wins. In the last 6, they have averaged 17.5. And 4.5 wins may not sound like a lot, but when it comes to basketball, when it comes to seeding for the ODAC, it's a big deal. So Coach Scott has made his mark, and he's got his work cut out for him as a coach, him and his staff, with what's transpiring here tonight. Fitch knocks in his first shot from deep. Another freshman forced into big minutes for the Hornets. The question is, can they get a stop on defense? So far, the answer has been primarily no. Panthers are shooting 62% overall, 13 of 21 from the floor, 14 of 22. Carrington Young getting big and giving a stink eye to the Lynchburg bench. He wants to get 2 of 3 before he ends his career as a Panther. And maybe more. Who knows how the ODAC tournament will shape up. There is conversation that the tournament format is going to change. When the season started, it was just going to be the top 4 seeds, with the first 2 seeds hosting seeds 3 and 4. Now there's conversation about expanding the number of teams that get in. Last touch by Lynchburg. That'll be their 5th turnover of the half. That's about the only stat they're winning at the moment. Ferrum has 6 turnovers. Handoff to Smith Jr. Now works its way around to Madden McPhee. And McAfee drops in another from long range. His second from distance tonight. Romeo's first attempt is short. Kind of faded away a little bit on that one. Fitch with the right idea. McAfee with better hands. A 20-point advantage for the Panthers. Tossed ahead to Sutton. He's got help, takes it himself. Had it blocked, but also there's a body foul. There will go against Nick Helton. And Lynchburg will go to the free throw line for the first time this evening. It's also something that's missing when you don't have the likes of Suggs and Thacker on the floor. We're used to seeing those two accumulate many trips to the free throw line. Last time we talked about Lynchburg men's basketball against Hampton-Sydney, T.C. Thacker hit 13 of 14 free throws. Still some confusion on what's supposed to be going on. Sutton took the shot, but now substitutions have been made. Some have, some haven't. Now there's 2 shots to be taken. And he makes the first. There's Darius Kemp, just checked in for the Panthers. Sutton tried to will that one in, but he only get 1 of 2. Gut check time again for Lynchburg's defense. And there'll be a push on Lockamy. That's Lynchburg's 6th team foul. First one on Lockamy. Jordan Brown stepping in for Landon Sutton with 4:05 to go. Caleb Jones, and another charge. Once again, it's Kevon James making the sacrifice to put the ball back in the hands of the home team. Second foul on Jones, so he will head to his chair on the bench area. And we will see Hunter Ladler again. Fitch, Lockamy, now Taylor. Kevon James, can he provide a spark on offense? No, he cannot. It's going the other way. This time he is going to get the infraction for using that off elbow too much on the drive. And that is, as you can see on the score bug, 7th team foul, so the Panthers are in the single bonus. Good look to Kemp on the block and puts it off the glass and in. Too easy. The Panthers getting whatever they want. Good look from James to Taylor. He could sing pretty well too, James Taylor. Max got it, our director, he got it. Of course, he's the only one of the crew that can hear me, so. Helton, good from 3. That's all he shot tonight, it feels like. And it doesn't matter, he's still putting it in. Helton with 12 points. Yeah, all of his makes are from distance. And a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Sanborn, and the Panthers, they lead it by 22 points with 2:42 to go. Coming up at halftime, we will go outside Lakeside Drive and take a look at the other ODAC men's basketball scores tonight. You think it's been a while since Lynchburg's played? Think about Washington and Lee. They're playing their first game of the season tonight. So we'll check in and see what they're doing on the road at Roanoke this evening. That is who Lynchburg will play on Saturday in Lexington. A big key for that game is that Suggs should be back for the Hornets. Thacker and Dunton remains to be seen if they will be able to. But for the next 22 plus minutes, they're going to have to do the best of what they got. And it's a lot of fresh faces. Sutton, Fitch, Parham, and Taylor. 4 freshmen out there with their Jordan Brown. Meanwhile, similar faces for the Panthers. Madden McAfee misses the 3, flying in for the offensive rebound. And putting it back up and in was Hunter Ladler. 2 minutes to go, the Panthers fully in control. Jordan Brown got too wide with that dribble crossover. And it's an easy steal for the Panthers. They've got 12 points off turnovers, make it 14 emphatically. Hunter Ladler off the bench with 6 points. And it just continues to snowball for the home team. Look at it again. I mean, that's a practice dunk. That's a, just feel like that you're in the gym, you want that extra pull up, right? If you got a little bit of extra energy, you just jump up there, and some of us just hang. Some of us pull ourselves up. Well, Kemp, all he had to do was hang. Excuse me, Ladler was all he had to do was hang. Still counted for 2 points. Right now, your team leaders, Caleb Jones for the Panthers, 13 points. 5 of 5 from the floor, hit all 3 of his threes attempted. Nick Helton, 12 points, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. That's the only shots he's taken. For Lynchburg, Justin Elkin leads all Hornets with 5 points, 2 of 3 from the floor. Miles Taylor second on the team with 4 points. The Panthers are shooting an astounding 68% from the field, 77% from beyond the arc. Those are NBA numbers. Those are Golden State Warriors numbers. 10 of 13 here in the first half. And again, this is not a surprise. This is a team that is known for shooting threes. They average 34% per game. They shot 29 threes in the win over Hampton-Sydney. So they're not even close to being done yet, if those numbers are any indication of what the totals will be tonight. And shoot, if they keep making them, it could get really out of hand for Lynchburg, as if it isn't already. Travel on Taylor. And turnover number 8. Cross court, Madden McAfee ducks a flying Jordan Brown. Someone trying to go Air Jordan. Darius Kemp. Why not? You've got breathing room. Take a chance. Helton swats away the telegraph pass. Here's Fitch. Looking for the cutter, not there. Back to Jordan Brown. Kicks to Parham. Looking for some space to shoot. Smith Jr. not giving it to him. So Sutton will drive, and he gets fouled as it was taken away by Helton. Actually, they're going to say the foul is on Helton. That is his second, and the team's 7th, so both teams in a single bonus with 7 fouls apiece. Yeah, technically, that left hand did hit the arm of Sutton, so it's a good call. And we're going to see Michael Spraggins for the first time for the Panthers for these last 44 seconds. Spraggins, a Halifax, Virginia native, just like Smith Jr. Sutton continues his struggles from the line. He's the only Hornet to shoot free throws here in the first half. Good kick, Smith Jr. in the corner. Rare miss for the Panthers. Ferrum picks up the loose ball, takes it back, has three Panthers chasing him down, but the Hornet wings were wide enough to hold off the swat. Panthers will hold for the last shot. Lynchburg hoping for a stop. Smith Jr. closer than some would think. 3 seconds, Fitch for nothing. 20 minutes have gone by, and they are 20 minutes that Lynchburg will likely try to forget soon. 48-24, the Panthers have come to town and brought their A game. We're going to step aside, and we come back. We'll update you on the ODAC men's basketball scores, plus highlights of the first half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching ODAC men's basketball on LHSN.
Everyone has a story. A triumph, a time they fell short, a gift, a light all their own. Every story has a beginning. For us, our stories began long before we got here, at the moment we discovered we had something to share with the world. But no matter where we've been, our journeys weave together at the University of Lynchburg. Since 1903, we've grown from a handful of students to a diverse, dynamic community of students, professors, staff, and alumni around the world. In a community that supports who we are and who we want to be, we're on a journey to find where our passions lead so we can lead others to find theirs. Together, we have more experience, we have more knowledge than we do alone. Eventually, our stories will lead us to a path all our own, and we will share our passions with the world. No matter the journey we choose, the University of Lynchburg is, and always will be, our home.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
My name is Brittany Coleman. I graduated in 2014 and I have a major in chemistry and a minor in secondary education, and I'm currently teaching chemistry and 7th grade science at a local combined school. Being able to have access to your professors pretty much anytime they're in their office is really helpful, especially in difficult science subjects. I love that I am able to teach a difficult subject to students who typically aren't going to perceive it as enjoyable. I'm able to present it in an interesting way because I was presented this information in an interesting way. It's nice for me to be able to mirror what it was that influenced me to be able to teach.
My name is Jen Hyde. I graduated in 2018 and I got my major in philosophy, political science, and I minored in human services. And career-wise, right now I work at a residential treatment center for juveniles with sexually reactive behaviors. I would say the biggest advantage is definitely that it is a small campus. You know, you get to have that one-on-one with your professors. They're willing to help you out. They're going to get to know you more than just a student that they're teaching. You know, they really invest into your lives. Definitely use every resource that you can kind of get at Lynchburg. There's tons of mentors within the professors, the faculty, the staff here, your peers that are here. You have so many options that you can take. There's so many classes, you know, even if it's not within your major, if there's a class you're interested in, take it. Kind of explore your options because Lynchburg does have such a wide variety of different things that you can do. You know, be involved, become a well-rounded individual because Lynchburg sets up the support to where you can do that here.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It's what the school's really good at doing.
Welcome back inside Turner Gymnasium. It's a halftime score of 48-24 for the Panthers over the Hornets. As promised, we will take a look at the other games on the schedule tonight, and I'm so out of whack because normally we play at 7 as well, but we played at 6, so these games haven't started yet. But you can find the links to watch the games or follow along live stats at odaconline.com. Guilford and Randolph-Macon, and then, as I mentioned before, Washington and Lee with their first game of the season, and it's going on the road to Salem, Virginia against the Maroons of Roanoke. We're going to step aside for a few more moments. When we come back, we will take a look at some halftime stats and highlights of the first 20 minutes on LHSN.
Carrie Brewer became the 7th president of Lynchburg College in 1964, only 15 years after his graduation in 1949. During those intervening years, he had earned a PhD in public policy from Harvard, served as an aide to 2 major congressional committees, and was the director of emergency preparedness in the Kennedy administration. Returning to his alma mater, he hit the ground running. Dr. Brewer initiated a change in the college charter to allow students of all races to enroll. He cut the standard faculty teaching load by 20%. He improved faculty and staff salaries and increased the size of the faculty and the student body. He sought to raise the visibility of the college in Lynchburg, as well as the larger community, by offering graduate programs in education, business, and physics to meet identified needs in Central Virginia. An enthusiastic fan of LC sports, Dr. Brewer added administrative support to the college's athletic programs, resulting in the emergence of Lynchburg College as a national athletic power. During his presidency, Snyder Chapel, the courts, McWayne, Tate, and Montgomery residence halls, the Burton Student Center, Turner Gymnasium, Wakefield House, Fox Field, the Dillard Fine Arts Building, the Capron Library, and the residences on Faculty Drive were added to the college physical plan. Also, Memorial Gymnasium was transformed into Hall Campus Center. Carnegie Hall was converted into faculty offices, and the surviving World War II Quonset hut was remodeled into the psychology building. However, perhaps the greatest legacy left Lynchburg College by Kerry Brewer is the attitude embedded in his oft-repeated statement that a great college is always in the process of becoming. In the decades since he retired, Lynchburg College has become a university and has continued to grow and change, moving ever closer towards becoming the institution envisioned by a 36-year-old neophyte college president over half a century ago.
Here we are inside Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Prophet Court. It's a halftime lead for Ferrum of 48-24. Well, hello again. We appreciate you sticking around for the journey so far, especially if you're a Panthers fan. My goodness, you've got to be in a good mood. This team, you knew coming in they were going to shoot the three, but did anybody know they were going to shoot this well? I didn't. You may have. Good for you if you did. It has been tremendous to watch what they've been able to do. For Lynchburg, chip away, find positives to take into Saturday at this point. Do what you can to try and half this lead when we get to 10 minutes through the second half. Let's look at the first half stats on paper. This is what things look like overall, and you can see that impressive three-point percentage, 66, almost 67% for Ferrum, 10 of 15 in the first half. They're also out-rebounding Lynchburg and outscoring them inside the paint. Let's do enough talking and showing you stats. Let's actually show you some of the highlights from the first half. Here they are for your pleasure. It would help if I turn the music on so you have a little bit of that to go with it as well. There's a couple Hornets highlights sprinkled throughout there. Justin Elkin, 5 points. Miles Taylor with 4 points as well. There's Elkin for a 3 at some point in the first half, but really it was all Ferrum College Panthers. Nick Helton, 12 points in the first half, 4 of 5 from deep. There's Carrington Young. He's had a pretty good, solid performance overall. 5 rebounds, 4 points for him. And a good day for that man. Darius Kemp off the bench, 6 points, and an emphatic notion to end the first half of play. And that pretty much sums up the first half dominance for Ferrum College, and they are got to be feeling good. Not many adjustments being made in the locker room. Just cannot rest on your laurels. You've got to make sure, if you're Ferrum, that you continue to do what's working well for you. For Lynchburg, scrap it. Try something else. It's a 48-24 lead. Not much is working. Certainly, you can look at the lack of the Thacker and Suggs players being on the floor, but this is a chance for you to step up, man. You're a freshman playing college ball. You have an opportunity to play in a meaningful game. What can you do? How can you be the reason that this Hornets team comes back? Whether it's taking charges, whether it's getting rebounds, scoring points, whatever it might be, they got to find something. And Coach Scott's going to send out pretty much his most experienced group that he has available to start off. Lockamy, Romeo, Bullock out there with Taylor and Elkin. Slight change from the start of the game. For Ferrum, it's Madden McAfee, that man, Darius Kemp, along with Nick Helton. And right away, Kemp going to the 10 and finding 2 more points. Carrington Young and Caleb Jones are also on the floor. And they give up 2 points, and then there's a foul charge to Justin Elkin on the first 2 possessions of the second half. Elkin's first. Kemp feeling it. Why not? He's picked up right where he left off. 10 points in the game, 2 possessions, 4 points for him. He's averaging 12 per game this season. And 2 offensive possessions that end with giveaways for the Hornets. I know the first one was a foul, but they still gave it away. There was no chance at a shot. And this is going to go the other way. Helton with the blocking foul, trying to set that screen. That is Helton's 3rd personal. So we'll see James Smith Jr. again. Smith Jr., 1 of 3 from beyond the arc in the first half for 3 points total. Here's Lockamy. Now Taylor driving and putting it up at the end. It's going to be a charge against Miles Taylor. Took a really hard fall. You could hear it under the basket. Give K1 Madden McAfee credit for standing in on that one. Of course, if I was built like that, I wouldn't get out of the way of too many things either. For Taylor, it'll be his 2nd. And Lynchburg already with 2 team fouls in the first 90 seconds. Good look to Kemp, and he continues to dominate in the paint. This is a guy who had 22 minutes played against Hampton-Sydney, only 5 points scored. He has well eclipsed that and then some less minutes and more points tonight. Lockamy looking for the foul on the shot. Didn't get it the first time, and will get it the second go around. Ferrum saying it was a makeup call for not getting the first one. And the senior able to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. His first points of the evening. That's just his third free throw attempt of the season. Again, some of these numbers are somewhat skewed. A team that's only played 3 games going up against a team that's played 6 coming into this evening. And really, when you look at the games played, it's very surprising based on the past, what we're used to from the past. Only 2 teams have played their full allotment of opportunities. Ferrum and Roanoke. They've each played 6 games. Everyone else has played 5 or less. All the way down to Washington and Lee just now starting their first game of the season. Here's Carrington Young shooting 2 free throws. He's a 24% free throw shooter. And cannot get the bounce. Trey Pittman checks in for the Hornets as Young's second shot is up, and that'll miss as well. Neither team doing hot from the free throw line. Each program combining for a 2 of 8 shooting. Those 2 from Lynchburg. Elkins short on the 3. Pittman there for the cleanup. Can't find the bottom of the net though. Long pass ahead, connects with Kemp. He can't roll it in, but it was beautiful until the end. Romeo off the pass, gives it inside, higher percentage shot. That was a great look from Luke Romeo, who is a bona fide shooter first. That time gives it up and adds an assist to his stat sheet. Kemp continuing to get inside wherever he wants to, whenever he wants to. And this time he'll head to the free throw line. And perhaps his disappointment came not only from not being able to score with contact, but the fact that he has to shoot 2 free throws. He also could use some help there, 45% on the year, 13 of 21. And the Panthers still have not made a free throw. 0 for 5 now. It's usually something that really becomes a huge factor late in games, late in the season. If you're not a good free throw shooting team, the odds are not in your favor. But tonight, when you're shooting 10 of 16 from 3, it tends to take away the impact of missed free throws. Kemp does make 1 of 2, and he has 13 points, tied with Caleb Jones for the most on the Panthers. Elkin, once again, the big man shooting from distance. It's 2 of 5 overall, 1 of 3 from long range. Lynchburg as a team have actually shot more threes than Ferrum, 17, and they've only made 3. Here's the 17th attempt for the Panthers, and that's good. Why not? Why shouldn't it be? That's what they do, and they do it very well. Good hands by Young. Stays here with Lynchburg, but at least slows down that fast break opportunity. And looks like the Panthers are going to make changes. Coach Scott, well, he has accepted what's happening. And we'll continue to stir the pot of this recipe, trying to figure out who can provide a spark. Sutton with a good opportunity, was in the right position, just not able to fall. And I should mention that, and certainly if you've been watching this game, you know, it isn't like Lynchburg hasn't had good chances inside or in high percentage areas. They're just not falling. You can chalk it up to inexperience. You can chalk it up to having too much rest, 2 weeks off. But no matter how you look at it, that's certainly a factor. Each team has taken 36 shots from the floor. It's just Lynchburg has made 12 of theirs. Ferrum's made 23 of theirs. And then you have possessions like this where you shoot yourself in the foot. And a foul is called on Elkin for the charge. So Ferrum will take it back and look to extend the lead. Good job getting inside by Smith Jr., just couldn't get it to fall, so Lynchburg will push it out. Trailing pass given to Romeo on the run. But more of the same for Lynchburg. Smith Jr. knocks it in. His only makes have been from long range. You might as well maximize your points when you can. 14:35 remaining in regulation. Media timeout on the floor, so we'll step aside. It's a Ferrum lead of 61-29 on LHSN.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
14:35 remaining in the second half, and the Panthers continue to dominate 61-29. The Hornets have only scored 5 points through almost 6 minutes of play. In the second stanza of this journal. For some, they will want to bind it. For others, they will want to burn it. And Sutton out of that timeout, forcing himself inside and continuing to be the only man to put himself at the free throw line. And Sutton makes the first. 2 of 4 now. Sutton, a High Point, North Carolina native. Westover Honors College member here at Lynchburg. Smart kid, came from a great school. I'm biased. I went to High Point University. Got a good basketball pedigree over the past few years. Bam Adebayo, member of the Miami Heat, 1-year member of the Kentucky Wildcats. I'm sure Coach Calipari would love to have seen him stay based on how things are going for them. And that's the 4th foul on Miles Taylor. So he's going to check out. Lynchburg already with 6 team fouls. And Coach Scott wants to call a timeout. And that'll give us an opportunity to look at both teams' schedules as we stick around for this timeout. So we're going to take a look first at Ferrum. They'll be on the road at Shenandoah and then at Randolph in the coming days before hosting the Wasps of Emory and Henry on the 19th. Then for Lynchburg, their next 3 games, we told you about their game at Washington and Lee this Saturday. Then they'll take on Hampton-Sydney again. This time that game will be a non-conference game because this was the original scheduled game, and then they had to put Sydney earlier in the season because of canceled contests. And then they will host Guilford College. Still at this point in the year, that game is TBA. Don't know what time it's going to be yet. So, of course, when we have a time, it'll be updated on the team's schedule at lynchburgsports.com. 5-second violation out of a timeout. That'll incense Coach Sanborn. He's got a lot to be happy about tonight, but those are mental mistakes that aren't acceptable from many coaches' standpoint. 30-point advantage. Fitch turnaround, baseline, all rim. Ladler gives it up to Kari Carson, who just stepped in during that last break. What a feed out top. 3 balls. Good for the big man. Michael Spraggins. Spraggins has played 27 total minutes this year. Big bucket for him, and Fitch will answer with his first points of the night. Beg your pardon, his second made field goal. He's got 6 overall points, that is. Good hands by Kevon James, and it's last touched by McAfee. And it will be the 12th turnover for the Panthers. Both teams have done well in that department based on their totals per game. Lynchburg averaging 18 turnovers per game. The Panthers averaging 16. Each team with 12 right now, so they're going to be roughly in the same area that they're used to. Meanwhile, James' 3 glances off the rim into the hands of Kemp, who's back in. Here is Kemp. Shows 3, shimmy, shakes, lost the ball. And comes up a little gimpy. And looks like he's going to walk it off. Bryce Hall will check in for the Panthers. And Caleb Jones is back in for Ferrum as well. Jones has earned a break. He was a big point scorer for the Panthers early on. Got 2 personal fouls. Got some much needed rest as Sutton looking to force that ball in. Unfortunately, the poor shooting continues for Lynchburg. 30%. But Kevon James is making a name for himself taking charges tonight. And it's on Caleb Jones. So Jones in for about 10 seconds and has to leave again. James, short. Long pass intended for Helton. Fortunate for the Panthers, it did tip off of Fitch's hand, so it stays here. You see Trey Pittman walk to the bench. Justin Elkin back into play. And the Panthers almost put themselves in a 5-second violation situation again. Instead, it's Bryce Hall controlling from the point. Young, chest pass, connects with Smith Jr. Around the perimeter, Bryce Hall from the corner. Got it. He was spot on. I wasn't. That was the wing, not the corner. Doesn't matter who the Panthers put in. Bryce Hall has played less than 2 minutes tonight. They're still dropping him in from long range. 15 of 21. Hall again, short this time. Good defense put on by Sutton. Brown, no look pass to Fitch in the corner for three. Too strong. The possessions have to be quick for Lynchburg, but the traditionalist inside of me is like, go in, go further towards the basket, the higher percentage area. The three ball's not working. You're 4 of 23. But that's the game. That's the nature of this sport. Fitch does his best. Here's Elkin, who has a size advantage on Helton. And he plays like a big man and picks up 2 big points. Smith Jr. from the Ferrum bench. Rare miss for the visitors. Kevon James high off the glass. Tough shot. Five points off the bench for James. He's taken 3 charges, forced 3 charges, if you will. He's also given one as well. And here's another offensive foul. This one's going to go against Smith Jr. His first, Ferrum's 6th team foul. As the Hornets make 3 substitutions, Bullock, Taylor, and Parham are back in. You also can see on your screen Kwan Madden McAfee out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. 23 points the other night against Hampton-Sydney. Just 6 points tonight, but they haven't needed those contributions from him this evening. Parham with a big 3 from the wing. Big for him, not so much for the score. Another bona fide shooter on this roster that hesitated a little bit the first time we saw him in game number 1. Didn't hesitate that time. Parham collects that pass, cross court, connects with James. And the Hornets just not able to string together possessions with positives. I don't know for sure, but it may be a situation. I can't remember if Lynchburg even has back-to-back possessions with points. If it's happened, it hasn't been very often. And it has to change. You've got to fix that. It's a very talented team. They're just out of sorts tonight. That's James. I don't know if they keep records on this, but that's got to be either the record or pretty darn close to most charges taken in a game. 4 charges that James has taken tonight. One of those players doing all that he can in any area that he can to help his team along. If they don't keep that stat, they're going to have to start, especially if James keeps playing this many minutes. Right idea, that pass got tipped by Helton on its way in. And the officials disagree. It looked to me like it was tipped twice. Second time tipped by the Panthers, so it should stay here with Lynchburg, and it does. Bullock lost it, runs it back down, gives to Parham. Thought about it. Now he'll put it up with a hand in his face. Had no choice. Shot clock was low. And the point total remains low as well. Hall dishes, charge again. That's been a big issue for the Panthers tonight. Offensive fouls. And I looked immediately over to Coach Sanborn, and I agree with him. Put the shot up. You're that close. Shoot it. Don't pass it. Still may have gone for a charge, but maybe not. Maybe you would have got points instead. We'll never know because it's in the past. If things don't improve quickly, that's the mindset Lynchburg is going to have to take. This one is in the past. Move on. Another offensive foul. It's going to be on Caleb Jones. That'll be his 4th personal. Each team will make changes. Lockamy and Romeo check in for Lynchburg. We're also going to see Jamar Butler, the junior out of Sanford, North Carolina, step on the floor for the Panthers. Here's Landon Sutton looking for a screen from Lockamy. Bounce pass connects with Taylor. Now it's Romeo. Lynchburg staying along the perimeter. Not yet looking inside. Taylor kicks it. Parham, 3, wing, in and out. Big rebound from Lockamy. Puts it back up, cannot finish. And last touch by the Panthers keeps it with Lynchburg. 17 on the shot clock. And Bryce Hall is going to check back in for the Panthers, but first there is a timeout. 6:38 to go in regulation. Ferrum in front 67-41. And just confirming this is media timeout, and it is, I guess. The PA announcer asking the same question. Is this a media timeout? Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm going to be quiet. We're going to stay here, show you the faces of your favorite players from each team, and I'll be back on in about 30 seconds. Taking a quick look at the ODAC Live scoreboard for men's basketball. There's 9:12 left in the first half between Guilford and Emory and Henry. The Quakers lead the Wasps 22-8. And in the season opener for the Generals of Washington and Lee, they trail the Roanoke Maroons 28-19 with 8:02 to go in the first half of play. Meanwhile here, it's been all Ferrum from the jump. Well, Lynchburg did win the jump, but after that, it was all Ferrum. 67-41 is our score. A miss for the Panthers, run back for Taylor, and nice fast break offense for Lynchburg. Those are the positives this team is going to have to edit out of this game and use those to get ready for their contest at 2 o'clock on Saturday against the Generals of Washington and Lee. No Theron Suggs, no T.C. Thacker, no Dow Dutton tonight for the Hornets. As I mentioned before, 36 points per game between T.C. and Theron, as that foul gets charged to Madden McAfee. And 27 rebounds per game between T.C. and Dow. When you look at those areas, obviously Lynchburg with only 43 points. That's a obvious area where they miss those two guys, but also in the rebounds. Lynchburg as a team averages 49 rebounds per game. Right now they've got 21, and they're being out-rebounded by 15. Panthers with 36. So it's more than just the Panthers' success from three. There's many things that have contributed to where we are tonight. That'll be the stat that stands out the most and probably gets the most praise. With contact, Butler can't get it to fall. And a chance for fast break points, and they almost got it. Anybody who watched the women's game on Tuesday knows that that hoop doesn't like Lynchburg scoring threes from it. A lot of in and outs on Tuesday, and it remains to be a problem for the Hornets. Meanwhile, Lockamy with the steal and the run, coast to coast, picking up 2 points with the right hand. We've got an injured Panther behind the play. I did not see what took place. It certainly was a part of that turnover scenario. I'm trying to see which number it is. Maybe we'll get a high view of it from one of our cameras up top, or we'll get a look at it. Well, we'll get a look at the end of it. Lockamy doing a great job avoiding the long arms of Kemp. And I believe that is Smith Jr. for the Panthers, being looked at by Bryce Wellen and the Lynchburg athletic training staff. Coach Sanborn's going to walk over, and Mr. Wellen will help Smith Jr. get up. You see him in the middle of the floor there. Let's rewind it. Thank you, guys. Right there in the middle of your screen. He comes in, lost the ball, and then just came down awkwardly on that right ankle. He did walk back to the bench under his own power, so good news there. Back to business. Ferrum with possession. And a 20-point lead. They've led by as much as 30. It was 48-24 at halftime. Much closer as far as total points scored in the second half, 23-19. Lynchburg has actually outscored Ferrum in the second half of play, but that deficit at halftime was just too much to bear. Sutton finger roll, good for 2. 7 points for the freshman in his first start as a Hornet tonight. Now the Panthers have gone a bit cold. Lynchburg with 3 straight turnovers or rebounds. And now they turn it over themselves with 13. Remember, I talked about each team doing well in the turnover department with 12 apiece about 10 minutes ago. Ferrum's going to have a big chat about turnovers overall. They've got 21, well above their 16 per game average. Caleb Jones trying to take over. He's had to be quiet because he's got 4 fouls, but that time taking no for an answer. 15 points for Jones. Romeo goes down, Sutton went down. Everyone rolling around like it's a wrestling match. Just waiting for Edge to come in and spear somebody. Jordan Parham, pull-up jumper's good. 7 points for Parham off the bench tonight. Good hands by Parham. And a foul is eventually called. Happened right in front of our table. Madden McAfee just got possession for a moment. Parham reached in, hit that arm. First one on him, and the 7th team foul, so both teams now in the single bonus. Ferrum has 9 team fouls, by the way. And so we'll be K1 Madden McAfee shooting free throws. He's not sure if he's doing that or not, but I promise he is. Makes the first. He'll get a chance to shoot a second. 70% free throw shooter. He's got the best percentage on the team. Rebound again offensively. Kemp can't find the bottom of the net. And then a long rebound to Madden McAfee. That's going to be a frustration point for Lynchburg too. In this second half, they've outscored they've outscored Ferrum. But Ferrum continues to get second chances. Now the 3 ball is no longer working for Ferrum. And that would be very concerning if this is more than a stinger for Nick Helton. Trying to shake it off. Non-shooting arm, but as someone who had a shoulder injury myself, pulled out of socket. Doesn't matter what hand you favor, what arm you favor, it all hurts, and it hurts everything. Helton 2 for 2 on his first attempts from the free throw line. 11 for 11 on the season for Helton, by the way. Sutton dropping in the 15-footer. And Coach Scott wants to call a timeout to get a substitution in. It'll be Matt Johnson. Number 32, left side of your screen, who is going to get a chance to play. And we're going to tell you when we're on the air again. Next Saturday, we've got a nice little break here before we head outside. Lynchburg softball starts their home season against the Greensboro Pride on Saturday, February 20th at 12 p.m. We'll have their second game at 2 p.m. and the season opener for men's lacrosse at 1 p.m. on Schellenberger Field. And a big announcement today, all men's lacrosse home games will be streamed on the Lacrosse Sports Network, LSN for short. And if you want to find links for those games, it's easy to do. Head over to lynchburgsports.com. Go to the schedule page, they are there, or you can look at the release that was written and published today by Mr. Mark Robertson on lynchburgsports.com. Everything's there. Bios, roster pictures, game photos, archives. It's all there, lynchburgsports.com. Time kill mode for the Panthers. Parham trying to poke it away. Does so, but only for a moment. Good look. Helton with 1 to shoot. Got it! Like they planned it that way. 17 points for Nick Helton. They've all come from beyond the arc as Kevon James continues to play hard. Everything but those 2 free throws for Helton have been from distance. And he's only missed 2 threes. 5 of 7 And 17 points to lead all scorers. Here he is again. Thought about it. James closed really quickly. Now under 10 to shoot. Panthers offense will ramp it up. Jones for three straight away. Took contact. Did not make the shot. Loose ball. Kemp able to steal it away from two Hornets. There's my MVP of the night. Darius Kemp off the bench this evening. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 7 of 13 from the floor. A lot of great hustle plays for the junior out of Norfolk, Virginia. And helping his team to a big win on the road. This is a win that gets them over 500 overall and in conference. They'll be 4-3 tonight. Lynchburg will suffer their first loss of the season. The Panthers program that has lost 9 of their last 10 to Lynchburg. This one will feel very good on the ride back to Rocky Mount. Shot clock is off, so Ferrum can just dribble this one out. And they will. Disappointment on the faces of the home team tonight. Elation for the visitors as they are going to win in a big way. That'll do it. Ferrum from the start, using threes to put them ahead, and then grit to hold off the Hornets in the second half. 74-55 is the final score tonight. Nick Helton leading the Panthers with 17 points, 5 of 7 from the floor, all beyond the arc. Leading scorer for Lynchburg was Landon Sutton, 9 points, 4 rebounds for the freshman in his first start as a Hornet. We'll leave you with some highlights of this one as we prepare for a good bit of rest before our next broadcast. Men's basketball for Lynchburg will be in action again this Saturday in Lexington against the Generals of Washington and Lee. For the entire LHSN crew, I'm Joe Hutchler, reminding you it's still a great day to be a Hornet, and we are one nation.